You suck at being consistent. You've heard it time and time again, and in order to reach your full potential, you must consistently output at the same level the whole entire time. But the real question is, how can we actually achieve this? Today, I'll be breaking down the problems that you face and the exact steps to fix your inconsistency in and outside of Fortnite. And I'm also going to show you how to do it, what you need to do it, and the consequences of not doing it. So make sure to stay till the end to gain every bit of free knowledge that could 100% change your life. The first step that I have for you guys to finally becoming a consistent player is to try play in an optimal environment. Try your best to play and work in an optimal environment and do it every single day. A very common issue for a lot of people, including me, who struggle to be consistent ever since I started playing Fort and working on YouTube and even trying to gain weight, is how can you expect yourself to perform consistently and be at your best at all times if you don't even have a consistent environment to do it in, let alone not even doing it daily like many of you. No offense. And I have had huge problems with FPS and internet as I played on an old PC for a good chunk of my time and my upbringing. This stunted my performance because I was constantly lagging, and I don't say this to bring up any excuses or anything like that, because this was a genuine problem I had to face. I had so much background noise from my old PC to the point that it interrupted my comms with my teammates, and too many distractions that led me to becoming a very inconsistent player. So how did I end up fixing it? I tried my best to set up an optimal environment and made sure that I played the exact same time every day when I knew I had perfect conditions. For example, I knew that my internet would be the best from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I knew that the house would be completely empty from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I knew that I'd be able to fit in gaming right after I got home from school, before I needed to start spending time on other things like my family, friends, and my academic responsibilities. Obviously, everyone is different and everyone has different lifestyles to live by, but your job is to find the right time and the right environment that will allow you to not be held back by external factors. And this might take a couple of days, weeks, and even months. But if you're serious about being the best, and not just Fortnite, but frankly anything that you want to pursue in life, whether that be in academics, content, or fitness, I would strongly suggest to track your days. Track when you go to school, track your sleep, track how long it takes to go to work, how much wasted time you spend on other things that don't necessarily bring you value, like scrolling on TikTok. And from there, just make a plan. Now, going into the next step to being a consistent player, you must switch your identity. Switch your identity to someone who you want to become, or the person that you are striving to be. I think a common problem that a lot of players face is that whenever they have had a bad game or played poorly, they take it up as their whole identity. So what I mean by this is, most think that a bad day or even a bad week means that all of their progress vanished and they did it for no reason, and they're actually starting to backtrack in achieving their goals. I want to remind you that if you're truly serious about improving, a couple bad days does not mean you're a terrible player. For example, if you look at fitness, just because you have had a couple cheat days does not negate the hard work and hours you spent in the gym and dieting. However, the real underlying problem to this is that when you see an obvious tell that you aren't progressing, the feeling of being stuck, most people often lose sight of what's important to them and start to spiral out of control. This is the real reason why people start being inconsistent. The fact that you had a couple of cheat days doesn't matter, but what does matter is if those couple of cheat days become weeks, months, or even years. Same thing with Fortnite. The feeling of performing poorly demoralizes you and prevents you from practicing the fundamentals, because you simply feel like it isn't worth it anymore. Even though you have progressed dramatically from it, you don't realize that. Now, the way to fix this issue I have personally used to finally becoming not just a consistent player, but a consistent person who is reaching one goal after the other. So replicate and create your ideal persona, the identity of someone who has already reached their goals, or even better, your ideal self. Now, what does this mean? I want you to write down your ideal persona, someone you're striving to become. Perhaps that is someone who goes to the gym every day, someone who is kinda humble, someone who changed their aim, someone who isn't scared to take risks, someone who signed to their tier 1 organization, or someone who's at the level where you want to be on right now. Now, after you write this persona or this ideal self, I want you to embody that person. I think the big reason why people fail so easily is mostly due to self-doubt. I'm sure you and I have done it before. When we ask ourselves, what's the point on all this? Why am I putting in all this work? Will this all be worth it in the end? After just one misstep, all these unneeded questions and overthinking thoughts prevents us from really following our passions and being a consistent person. We put in the work every single day. The work we know that we have to do to achieve where we want to be. Don't wait to become that person. Become them now. Be in the mindset of a hard worker, someone who has to take sacrifices, someone who is already at the top. Because in order to be at best, you must simply train and practice like one. This one piece of advice helped me pursue my passion on YouTube, helped me gain a lot of weight because I used to be very skinny and I needed to gain some weight, and helped me finally understand what I truly want out of my life, which in turn help me to put in the work every single day, because I know that the me I want to become is the me right now, just without the achievements quite yet. The last and final tip I have for you guys finally becoming a consistent player is to do the small things, little actions, especially when it's boring. People around me, including myself, often try to find the next best shortcut, the next get quick rich method, or how to get better mechanics fast, or how to reach Unreal in just one day. I'm going to let you know this hard truth right now. No matter how many videos you watch, how many coaching sessions you get, and how many hours you spend watching skill cap videos, they will never jump over you actually doing the thing you're trying to get better in. The difference between someone who's successful and the people you and I look up to isn't just because they're genetic freaks and outliers. It's because they aren't scared to do the boring things, especially when they don't feel like it. When players ask me how to get good mechanics, I would surprisingly always respond with a very simple answer. You should find any, and I mean any mechanic routine on YouTube and stick to it every single day, as well as play practice maps focusing on crosshair placement and movement. Now, how many of those players do you think actually stick to this plan and trust the process? Maybe 1 of every 5 people. What about weight gain? My advice again is super simple, which is to find any, and I mean any workout routine that hits all of your targeted muscles and aligns with your schedule. Also do 10,000 steps a day and just be mindful with what you're putting in your body and eat more. With these simple things, I can almost guarantee that you won't just see overall weight gain, but as well as see considerable improvement with muscle definition and fat gain. If and only if you actually put in the work to get it. But again, how many of those people do you think actually put in the work to get there? Maybe 1 out of 10 who started really obese or really skinny would actually apply those actions, who try to overcomplicate things, find shortcuts and methods to achieve their goals as fast as possible. But the hard truth is that most of it is boring. Working towards being different and being the top 1% is boring. It isn't supposed to be fun, and it isn't supposed to feel good. What it is supposed to be is hard, because if it wasn't, then everyone would do it. I'm sure you have heard that 1,000 times before, but it is very true. And also, most of the time people know what to do and how to do it, and you know what to do, but the reason why you can't stay consistent is because you don't have the drive to do the boring and hard things that it takes to genuinely be a consistent person. Which is why I say at the end in all my videos, outro, you only fail when you stop trying. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you truly learned a lot from this video and found some sort of value from it. Appreciate everyone staying till the end, and remember, you only fail when you stop trying. I love you guys. Bye bye.